Hello everyone, welcome to the new video. In this video, we are going to understand how to calculate the percentage of total in DAX. This is a very important calculation and used in various reports you might have come across, where we are just trying to find out what is the percentage of contribution of a particular entity towards the whole. So yeah, let's get started and see how to perform this calculation in DAX. So before we proceed to the calculation, I would like to show you the tables that we have for doing all these calculations. So let me go to the table view. So now you can see this is the sales team table. So this is basically a dimension table. This is the main fact table that we have, which is the sales table. We have our products table, and we have locations table, we have customers table, we have a centralized date table known as the calendar table, and I also have a measures table where I used to keep all the measures, and I have already created a very simple measure of total sales, that is nothing but taking the aggregated sum of the sales amount column from the sales fact table, so which is your this one. Okay, this is a fictitious data set from the basically on regional sales analysis of US. So you can use it, and in case you are interested in this data set and you want to work on it, you can download this particular data set from this link. Okay, so you can just go to this particular link and download this data set, and you can work along with this. Now let me show you the data model. So this is the data model that we have. It's a simple star schema structure where you have the fact table in the center, and around it we have all the dimension tables that we have just seen. And then we have the measures table here, where I used to keep all the measures. So here we will keep all the measures that we create. Okay, so this is the structure I follow. Some people create the measures within the table, so that's up to you, but this is the format that I like to follow. Now let's see. Okay, so let me drag the product category column here, maybe subcategory. Okay, and always remember guys, so to keep everything in a matrix visual or maybe in a table visual first, so that you can analyze the numbers, and then once you are all good with the numbers and all, you can go for some other visualization. But when you are doing some calculation, you want to check something or you are debugging something, always go for a matrix visual or a table visual. Okay, so this is the different subcategories of a product that we have. Now let's see how much sales we are making from these different subcategories. So let me drag the total sales here. So yeah, you can see that these are the different sales amount for different product subcategories. But as you can see that the numbers are pretty big, and deciphering anything from this particular table is a little bit complicated. Okay, so I can sort it always, and I can see, okay, these are my top three sub products that is giving me more sales, and these are the lesser products. So now let's say you come up to a scenario where your boss or maybe your client asks to see that they need to see how much contribution each sub product is making, to get to this particular number. They just want to analyze what is the percentage of contribution of each subcategory. So how can you do that? So the calculation would be, if you see, like, what should be the normal calculation. So the normal calculation would be, you take this amount, so which is the home decor amount, and you divide it by the total amount. So this is the entire, all the subcategory sum of all amount, which is nothing but the total sales actually. So if you see the total sales in a card visual, so this is, let me turn into a card visual, so which is 82.69 million, which is basically this one. So if I go to call out value and display unit none, so you can see this is the same number that you see here, right? So uh, now I want to see what is the percentage contribution, right? So how can I do that? So the calculation is simple. Okay, we all know it. So this one divided by this one will give the percentage of contribution of home decor. Then similarly, this total sales amount for kitchen essential divided by this total number will give me the percentage of contribution of kitchen essential. But how to do it in DAX? How to access this one? Well, there is a DAX function known as the all function. Okay, so I'll search in the internet for the all function. You can ask me why I'm searching in the internet, right? So see, I can directly show you that function and apply it, but you should always know how to search in the internet whenever you get stuck and where to find it. Okay, so just search like this, all function in DAX. So you get two such links, one from Microsoft and one from DAX guide. So you can choose either of one. I always prefer to go to DAX guide. So I'll go to DAX guide and let's see what this particular all function does. So you see it is saying that returns all the rows in a table or all the values of a column, ignoring any filter that might have applied, right? Focus on this point, ignoring any filters that might have applied. So all function removes any filter that is applied towards it. Now what it has to do with our calculation then? So if I'll show you this table, look at this table. So here if you see, this is my total sales, but here we are having a context of home decor. So my total sales is getting filtered by home decor and it is giving me only the home decor amount, right? Similarly, here the total sales is getting filtered and only giving me the kitchen essentials amount. Understood? So these product subcategories are acting like a filter on the total value, right? And what we learn about the all function, it removes the context, right? It removes any filter applied. So let's try to see, okay, what does the all function will do. So I'll create a measure, new measure. Yeah, so we will name it as all sales and the calculation would be simply calculate, and here I will take total sales and here I will provide all. So I need to remove the context or remove any filter that is applied on the product subcategory column, right? So I will just write product subcategory. Okay, so here I'm calculating the total sales, but I'm removing any filter that is present for product subcategory. Now, if I drag this particular measure all sales here, so you see I am seeing the total amount. Why? Because now this particular calculation is ignoring any context that is present here, right? Now to calculate the percentage of total, all we need to do is divide this amount by this amount, right? So let's create the calculation then. Okay, so I'll click on new measure, then I will do percentage total. All right, and then we will use divide function, and then we will use total sales, then all sales, right? So this will give us the percentage of total. Okay, so let me drag this here. So now we can also convert this format to percentage. So now you see we are seeing the percentage of product subcategory here. Okay, but all the step that we did is just for our understanding. We can do all of this in a single step as well. So let me create another measure. Okay, then name it as percent of total sales, right? And then directly use the divide function, use the total sales here, and here use the calculate function to calculate the total sales, but remove the context from the product subcategory, right? So yes, so this is it, and this is this one. Okay, now we also need to convert this into percentage, so let's change it to percentage. Now if I drag this value here, you will see You see the same value, 38.67, same thing. So all you need is just one measure to calculate everything. Okay, now we can apply any filter over it to filter this particular data set. So let's say I have a region filter here. Okay, so let me convert into as a slicer. So if I select Midwest, so these things will be filtered as per Midwest. You see this percentage are also changing as I'm changing the different regions. Okay, you see these numbers are also changing, and because another context is applied over this particular table, which is the region context, and we can filter it using any of these filters that we have from any of the dimension tables, right? And the better way to show, like as I said, how much is the percentage of contribution, right? So maybe I can just drag a subcategory column. Okay, and maybe I can drag the percent of total sales here like this, and then what I can do is I can create a chart like this. Okay, so here I can see, right, basically how the different subcategories are contributing and how much they are contributing to my total sales. So I can see that okay, this particular home decor has the highest contribution, and relative to that the kitchen essentials has less contribution, right? So in this way I can see, or maybe I can also see like this. So I can see okay, this has the highest contribution, this has the lowest contribution, like this. So any of the chart as per the requirement we can pick and show this particular data. So this is it for today's video, and we will see next time.